Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It's Tuesday. We're in the heart of bowl season. We got college football. We got NBA. And it's my birthday. And I wasn't sure Dan was going to join us. But he is joining us. Therefore, I'm rocking the Fireball onesie, the one of a hundred.
Oh, it looks good.
So, dude, it's great. I told you, it's designed for somebody that's like 7 feet tall that weighs 100 pounds. Like it's basically designed for the center of the Washington Wizards, but it's so comfy. It feels so good.
No, there's
good.
I don't care. You know, the big tough guys in the chat are gonna be like, oh, you wearing a onesie? Oh, you wearing a onesie? Yeah, it's comfort. It's comfort that you can't even describe. It's a beautiful thing. I'm happy for you, man. And also, folks, take 1 second. You're joining us right here at the top of the show. We have Jesse Schule coming up. He's going to be breaking down Nuggets and Mavericks. He's going to give you 2 teams that you should be fading in college football bowl action. Drew Martin is joining the show here. I haven't talked to Drew in a while. I'm excited to have him coming by to talk Boca Raton Bowl and the New Orleans Bowl. And then we're going to end things off here with Bryan Power talking the Frisco Bowl between UNLV and Ohio. He's also got an NBA play for you between the Thunder and Spurs. That should be a great game. And then we're going to let him go so he can do the blitz. But all those plays and Andy's all around the world coming your way on this show. Just take 1 second, folks. That's what you have coming up. Comment below. Happy birthday, Andy. Our fearless leader, folks. This show would be nothing without the host of the show, whether he's wearing a onesie or not. Drop a happy birthday in the chat for my man, Andy Lang. Happy birthday, buddy. Happy to be here with you. There was no way I was missing today's show on the day of our Savior's birth. I mean our host's birth. Sorry.
You're just saying
I have all these
that
Christmas carols stuck in my head. You know?
So you're just saying that because we won our Monday Night Football prop again.
And we won the WTF LFG, who nobody liked. Yes, we won both of those, Andy. Yes, we did.
Well, let's bring on Jesse. We got to talk some NBA. We got to talk some college football here. So, Jesse, Merry Christmas. Love the hat. Hat is dope. You were like, I didn't know we were dressing up for Christmas. So I'll just randomly throw on this hat, and it's like the coolest thing.
The sweetest hat ever.
It really
it's
is.
on the shelf behind me normally, but it's a good thing I had something around because I was not dressed appropriately at the beginning of the show.
Well, let's go to NBA here real quick. I want to get your take on this Nuggets-Mavericks game. I've been watching a lot of both of these teams, actually. I like the Mavericks. Cooper Flagg's really coming into his own, and the Nuggets probably it's the Nuggets or the Rockets, in my opinion, the ones that could challenge the Thunder here in the Western Conference. So really, really good game here tonight. How do you break down Nuggets and the Mavericks? It looks like not too many injuries to deal with. Just you're dealing with Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun who's out, but those guys have been out for a while. So how do you break down Nuggets Mavericks?
Well, the tricky thing here, Andy, is it's a second game of a back-to-back for both teams. So you got to sort of put your thinking cap on and make an estimation about how these teams want to use their star players in a second game of a back-to-back situation. When you look at Anthony Davis for the Mavs, I mean, he's been banged up for most of the year. He's notoriously injury-prone. You look at his minutes last night. He played 35 minutes last night, 34 minutes on Saturday. This will be second game of a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights. Is he going to play? If he does play, is he going to be used sparingly? I don't think they can just play him for 30 minutes tonight. That seems foolish. Dallas off back-to-back losses last night, lost at New Orleans 119-113. There's only 2 teams in the NBA, though, that are allowing more points to opposing centers, and that is Washington and Sacramento. And that has me looking at the player prop market, not for the Joker, but for the backup center, Jonas Valanciunas, who last night had 12 points and 11 rebounds in just 16 minutes. He's scored double-digit points in 4 of his last 5 games. His points total sits at 8.5. Joker played less than 30 minutes last night. I think being a second game of a back-to-back, you want the backup center to get in there for, at least a handful of minutes. And 8.5 is a pretty low number for a guy who's very productive with the limited minutes he does get on the court. if it's going to be a side, I got to look at Denver. I mean, they're 12-2 on the road, 8-2 in their last 10. I think they got more depth than Dallas has. And I got my concerns about whether or not Anthony Davis plays and how many minutes he logs if he does play, Andy. So that's the way I think about this game.
I like it. I agree. I think this Jonas Valanciunas signing was one of the most underrated signings of the offseason. Joker doesn't even have to play the minutes that he was playing last year. It's been a really, really nice addition there. So I have to agree with you. I'm not sure what we're getting from Anthony Davis tonight. Shout out to Garth Drake in the chat. So nice. Tipped us $5. Happy 21st.
Great. 21.
Yeah. Just
strong.
I'm a rough 20. If I'm 21, it's a rough 21.
What, the 15th anniversary of the 21st birthday, correct? Is that
Absolutely.
what we're celebrating? Yeah.
Yes.
But
So
big thanks
you,
to Garth. And anytime that anybody drops those super chats, we actually pool all that money together. When we have enough of it, we send it to different charities. So we really appreciate when people do that. So appreciate you, Garth. You're helping someone somewhere. I'm just not sure exactly which charity we're giving to this time.
All right, Jesse, we're moving on to college football. You always give us a couple of teams to fade. Today is no different. We're going to go with Cal first. Why are we fading Cal this week?
Well, we're fading Cal because Justin Wilcox is no longer the head coach. He got fired. We got Nick Rolovich, the offensive coordinator, filling in for him. Cal 7-5 in the ACC, which is actually kind of impressive. They must have gone over their season win total. 4-4 in conference play. They had the 14th best offense, averaging just 347 yards per game. But really, it's all about motivation in these bowl games. And I don't think Cal has it with the interim head coach. And Hawaii, if you guys remember, I put out preview videos all in the offseason, all through July and August. I'm working on preview videos for week 0 and week 1, every single game on the board. And the very first video I did was on Hawaii. And I said, I think this is the year that they step up. Timmy Chang gets them to a bowl game. Well, he got them even better than that, 8-4 against the spread. They were 6-1 at home. This game is in Hawaii. Their last 2 home games, 27-7 against Wyoming, 38-6 against San Diego State. San Diego State was a damn good team in the Mountain West this year. Hawaii's got themselves a quarterback. They got to be over the moon to be in a bowl game at home here. This is just a motivational mismatch. And this is a Hawaii team that I've liked them all year long, especially at home in Hawaii. This line's flipped. It's gone from Hawaii +2.5 to -1. I think that line movement tells us something about this game. Absolutely love Hawaii in this game.
Yeah, trying to figure out the motivation of these teams is it's like your number one job in handicapping these bowl games. Who cares who's playing? So we're fading Cal, and we're also going to fade Southern Miss. What do you got against Southern Miss here, Jesse?
Yeah, what's your problem with Southern Miss, Jesse?
Well, you know, Southern Miss was on the original show where you guys asked me to fade teams. This was like one of the first teams I faded.
It's come full circle.
It's all full circle. You know what else comes full circle, Dan? If you mess with married women and you end up shacking up with a married woman, there's only one way it ends. One way it ends. It pays to be faithful. So Southern Miss was 1-11 2 years ago. They hired Charlie Huff. They stole him from Marshall. He brought over all those players from Marshall, and we faded them in week 1 because they were a 1-11 team, and they were a single-digit home dog against Mississippi State. They lost that game 34-17. They went 7-5 this year, big improvement from 1-11. And Charlie Huff is gone. He's gone to Memphis. When Charlie Huff came from Marshall, he brought all those Marshall players with him. Where do you think these Southern Miss players are going? Interim head coach. They're playing a Western Kentucky team that has my favorite name in college football this season, Maverick MacGyver. He was out with an injury halfway through the season. He's back. The quarterback that filled in for him, Rodney Tisdale, is also healthy. They'll probably play both these guys in this game. Tyson Helton is 4-2 in his career in bowls. Western Kentucky always gets to a bowl game. They usually win it. This is a team that's going to be up for this game. And Southern Miss is in a bad way right now with Charlie Huff out the door.
Maverick MacGyver. It's like, that's an all-timer. It doesn't get much.
Hard to beat that. That's 80s cheese right there, baby.
Jesse, what do you have up for everyone at WagerTalk?
I have a 5% play on the Texas Bowl coming up in a few days. I'm hoping if we win this one, it'll be 10-0 with money line 5% plays in the calendar year of 2025. And I will acknowledge I had a bit of a rough week this week, but hey, it's a good buy low spot for Jesse right now. So hit me up.
Man, 10-0, 5% money lines. I'm in. Count me in, Dan.
Pretty good. Hard to be much better than that. Only thing that would be better is 11-0. 11-0 would be slightly better.
Well, you know, if we hit this one, we'll be talking a lot about that 11-0.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Awesome stuff, Jesse. Thank you so much. We're fading Cal, fading Southern Miss. And if there's anybody that knows fading college football teams and married women, it is Jesse. So
Rob liked it when we were like, "What the hell is your problem, Jesse?" He did like and the married women. Yes. There you go.
Dan, we had a nice winner in Monday Night Football. Continues the just insane streak on primetime NFL games this season. It's been like one of the funniest bright spots of. I know.
But do you think there's something behind it where you can really like ISO in and dive into a singular game as far as, or is it just you ride the streak? You know what I mean? Like, is there any reasoning behind it? Because a lot of times, I mean, even when we're talking about streaks and trends in betting, we're like, okay, if it's just fodder for Barney at the bar, we don't really love it. But if there's something prescriptive about it, and you can have it make sense, is there anything maybe prescriptive about the run, or just primetime Andy Lang? You're Deion Sanders of handicapping.
Well, normally the primetime games are the hardest ones because there's only one game. Like on Sunday, you got a million props and you got a million different ways that you could play the games. But on Monday, you get just one game. So I don't know. I'm actually trying not to overthink it. I'm just trying to be like, nope, I'm not going to think too much about it. I got a bunch of props on this game. We'll pick one and roll with it. So it's been. Yeah,
and people shouldn't overthink what an insane deal this is, by the way, folks.
Good segue.
Birthday special. Yeah, it's I had a segue in my sack of toys here for you, Andy. But yeah, this is a no-brainer, folks. Andy 46, 7 days for $46. We've been mentioning Andy's birthday today. A huge way to thank him, guys. I mean, $46 for this. That's probably the lowest price that you can get for a 7-day all access pass outside of some other huge ones. But turning 46, Andy 46. And Andy, you're going to have a lot of action heading here into the holidays. What do we got?
Yeah, we already got a couple NBA props. Huge NBA slate today. I didn't even realize there were that many games, but we've already got three. We got 2 plays up. Third is going to go up after the show. And we'll talk about some NBA. But yeah, we've got the World Series of Darts that's still going on. We take a couple days off for Christmas, and then on the 27th, they're right back up. So we have NBA, we have NHL, we've got everything, Dan. If you have lacrosse plays, you're going to get those. So it's a great time of the year. We're closing out 2025 really strong. 7 days, $46, shortcut, wt.buzz/AL. Come celebrate my birthday. Let's build those bankrolls, baby.
Beautiful, man.
I see Drew.
We got people, Andy, asking here about the Boca Raton Bowl. And
we got you.
There's no one I think I would want more to tell me about the Boca Raton Bowl.
Yes.
Wow. Drew got the memo. Drew Martin joining the show with arguably the best holiday hat I've ever seen. I thought Jesse was coming strong with the bowler. Drew, you look amazing, buddy. How you been?
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, it's been a while. Happy birthday to you, Andy. Thanks for having me on, guys. I'll tell you, I got this hat. I think it was like $4.99 at a Walgreens many years ago. And I saw you guys with the hats, the festive. Even Jesse had one on. And sure enough, if I'm a little sweaty, it's because the wife and I were just rummaging through our garage to find this baby. So, hey, got it on time.
That's why I love this show. Is like Andy and I didn't even plan anything. Like Andy was like, I think I'm gonna wear my Fireball onesie that my buddy got me. That's a 1 of 100. And I was like, all right, well, if Andy's wearing something, I should at least like. I don't have this. This is the topper that we have on our Christmas tree. So I probably got all kinds of bugs and shit crawling around in my hair. So we're all just like, oh shit, other people are wearing Christmas stuff. We got to put on Christmas stuff. I love it, man. Way to be festive for the season. But Drew, folks are already lining up here asking about these bowl games. One of the best college cappers, whether it's on the hardwood or the gridiron. I always love hearing your breakdowns, Drew. So let's kick it off here with Boca Raton. Sean pointing out, you've already seen a pretty big line move here in this Boca Raton Bowl. Has it pushed it into unbettable territory for you, or do you have something else maybe you're eyeing?
No, I don't necessarily think it's unbettable territory, Dan. However, I was looking to be on Louisville. I did bet Louisville last night. I put it out as a free play. Just a reminder there. Check the WagerTalk free plays page. Got it out last night. Or yesterday, 7 and a hook on Louisville. And surprisingly enough, before coming on the show, checking the market, it's -11, -11.5. Now, Dan, I mean, you were kind of leading up with it in terms of it's not too uncommon to see this in bowl games. And of course, when information comes out, the lines are going to move. This one kicking off in under 2 hours. And there's a big reason why Louisville's taking money. One being Toledo, the Rockets, a great defense overall. Statistically, you could make the argument the #1 defense in the country. Now, keep in mind, they're playing a MAC schedule, but in terms of yards per play allowed, they did rank #1 in the country. The problem is Jason Candle, he's out at Toledo. The defensive coordinator gone as well to Syracuse. 3 assistant coaches out in terms of Toledo assistants. And this is going to be like a skeleton crew for the Toledo defense. So I wouldn't expect that dominating defense that helped them win games in the MAC. Instead, they're stepping up against an ACC opponent in Louisville who beat Kentucky 41-0 in their last game. Their head coach, Jeff Brom, is 6-2 in bowls. A lot pointing towards Louisville. I would probably cut it down a little bit in terms of your normal unit count because we are up into the double digits now. But, Dan, I would not be surprised if Louisville kind of blows them out here, wins by 2+ touchdowns.
Even with the steam coming in, maybe some value still there on Louisville, says our man Drew Martin in the Boca Raton Bowl of Beans Bowl. Maybe the strangest bowl name ever. Drew, did you also see that they're just going to keep adding on to it? Next year it'll be the Boca Raton's Bowl of Beans Bowl for challenged children or whatever. They're just going to continue adding on.
Maybe condiments, maybe some cheese.
Yeah. Boca Raton Bowl of Beans with Boston baked beans. I did see, and I don't know if this is true or not, but if you want free admittance to the game today, if you bring a can of Bush's baked beans, it acts as your ticket. So if you don't have a ticket, you bring a can of Bush's baked beans to the Boca Raton Bowl of Beans Bowl, then you will be getting in for free. And there you go. You go grab your Bush's baked beans and get down there, Drew.
That's diabolical by Bush's, because what they do is you buy it, you go give them the can, and then they put it right back on the shelf, and then they've sold the same can of beans twice.
It's brilliant.
It's
brilliant. That's the kind of brains behind the Boca Raton Bowl of Beans Bowl. That's the type of brains that you'll see with the top brass at the Boca Raton Bowl of Beans Bowl. There we go. Alliteration for you, Drew. Hey, all right, brother. Let's talk a bowl that is not as crazily named, and that's this New Orleans Bowl. Hilltoppers taking on Southern Miss. Right before you popped on here, we had Jesse saying he's looking to fade Southern Miss. Are you agreeing with that, or are you hitting this game a little bit different of a way?
I agree with Jesse's assessment of the married women thing that he brought up. However, I do not agree.
Part of the breakdown. The breakdown.
It was very, very, very wise. A lot of wisdom in that. I will say in his assessment of Southern Miss, I do not. And I get what he's saying in terms of Charles Huff leaves. He takes the Memphis job. However, guys, I thought that Southern Miss did a pretty wise thing in a bet-on situation. They named their new head coach the old OC, so you're keeping all the same strategies on offense, the same play calling. with Blake Anderson. You might remember Blake Anderson. He was at Arkansas State. He was at Utah State. He had success on the field. He had some issues off the field that caused him to get fired there at Utah State. But what I liked about it is they removed the interim tag. He is the new head coach, a la what Ole Miss did with Pete Golding. And what that does is, as a kid in elementary school, the substitute teacher comes in, you can do whatever you want. No. This is the guy. They're practicing to win this game. I actually like Southern Miss in the, the number one pass offense in the Sun Belt Conference. Their quarterback, Braylon Braxton, he's a good quarterback. When you watch him play, he's running around. And if you go by those 3 losses they had towards the end of the year, you got to remember, he had a knee injury. He was not the same quarterback. Kind of reading up here on Blake Anderson's kind of practice reports, he looks a lot better, a lot healthier. I actually think that's something to bet on here with the Southern Miss side. And when you look at Western Kentucky, the Hilltopper is a good program in the G5, number 1 scoring offense in Conference USA. However, go look at their wins. There's not a lot of meat on the bones. They beat Louisiana Tech in a tight one in overtime. I guess Delaware, Missouri State, decent wins, kind of the upcomers there from the FCS. But this is a team that did not play a very tough schedule at all. They lost by 3 touchdowns to FIU at home. I actually think Southern Miss is the more talented team. We get a fast track here in the New Orleans Bowl, controlled climate. I like Southern Miss. I think it's wrong team favored. +1.5. I'd put that in my pocket here, guys. In the New Orleans Bowl, maybe not one of those top line bowls. They actually lost their sponsor, so it's just the New Orleans Bowl. And I like Southern Miss +1.5.
They need to go to more people with baked beans, apparently, to grab a sponsor. That's the only way to go. Yeah. Drew, it's great to have you on here, buddy. Great to see you. Great to chat with you. What do you have rocking? Incredible promo that we have going on right now. Xmas 25 can take 25% off anything at the site. And that's going to be kicking off for Christmas Eve and for Christmas. So a great deal. And this is already things that are discounted. You can add a discount on top of it with that code Xmas25. What kind of stuff are they going to see over at your page, Drew? WT.buzz/DM.
Sure, Dan. I actually got one going here in about an hour at 2:00 Eastern, an early start for just $5 on $5 Tuesday. Also have a Christmas Eve tomorrow night in the Hawaii Bowl, 5% max limit up and available. And bowl season last year was 70% winners. This year off to a good start. So looking to keep that going. Actually, the 4 and 5% plays on a nice little 6-1, 86% run. Also 28 and 15. For the full season on those 4% and higher. So got that going for Wednesday night, Christmas Eve on ESPN in the Hawaii Bowl. And lastly here, Dan, it is a kind of a long-term run here of 58%. That's 67 and 49. The last 116 client plays. So if you're into the long term, which was very important, it's been a heck of a run here in football, both college football, NFL, and college basketball. So yeah, you can check that out. $5 Tuesday, and the 5% are going up on Christmas Eve tomorrow night.
Awesome stuff, Drew. Awesome stuff. Shout out to your wife for helping you find the hat. The hat is the real MVP. Yeah, it's
yeah. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf, but have you heard with Drew with a slew of plays? Because that's what it sounds like he's got these next few days. How about that, boys? I'm on a roll right now. Drew, appreciate you, man. Merry Christmas. Have a great one, brother.
Dan, Merry Christmas to you. Happy birthday to you, Andy. Cash those tickets, boys. Thanks for having me.
Andy, I'm glad that he mentioned $5 Tuesday because I got caught up in all the excitement of our beautiful outfits. I didn't even realize. I know, right? Do you have anything up for $5 Tuesday? I know our man Bryan Power probably does, but what about you?
Yeah, we got NBA best bets, but use the promo code Andy46 for the birthday. That's, if you want some NBA plays, great. We've got those up for you, but rock with me for 7 days for just $46. That's a big one. So the bowl of beans. I'm trying to think of some great. See, NASCAR has some hilarious names of races. There was one called the Bushy McBush race. Bush beer. Let the fans vote, which is always a great idea.
The Bushy McBush race. The bushy, the hairiest race known to mankind.
Yes, they did one. There was one where they had like a pesticide, but it was like something pesticide to benefit children's health care. There was like NASCAR does
Zoolander,
the
the house for illiterate children that want to read better or do other things good as well.
Put in the comments section, your favorite name/sponsor of a sporting event. What was it in England? Was it England where they let people vote on the name of their, like, they built this destroyer and people wanted it named like Bodie McBoatface, and they said no. Oh, great stuff. Let's bring on Bryan Power.
Wow!
Whoa!
Look at this! Look at you are dapper as hell, my friend. Look at that.
Wait,
well,
your
shirt looks amazing, but your mic doesn't work, Brian. So it's
how about now? I was so enthralled with the person on the screen. This is the old holiday hooky bar crawl official jacket, Andy. We always like to take a day off during the holiday season. Me and my friends go bar hopping. You're never too old to do that. Send the kids to grandma and grandpa's. So pick this one up. I'll tell you what, Dan. My wife, she was getting a little jealous. The women were just chasing me down at all the bars across Cleveland.
I mean, how could they not? How could they not?
What I said.
That's better than the lumberjack look that we had, and you can pull off the lumberjack look as well, my friend. So that's
I can't swing an axe though. I'll tell you that, but I think everyone in the chat probably
knew. As long as you can handicap plays, that's all we give a shit about anyway.
Yes,
so who cares about axes? They're overrated.
Okay. Yes.
All right, Brian, we're going to the Frisco Bowl. We got UNLV in Ohio. The jacket. It's hard to beat this jacket. I hope this breakdown's half as good as this jacket that you're
blind.
How do we break down this game?
Well, before I break down the matchup, because I sometimes will forget this stuff, I just want to let everyone know Bowl's off to a great start for yours truly. Perfect 6-0, as a matter of fact, in the Bowls and college football playoff. 21-8 in college football at WagerTalk since November 1st. And today only you can get my next bowl winner premium release for just $5. It is on tomorrow night's Hawaii Bowl. Now to tonight's Frisco Bowl, where the major news is that Ohio fired head coach Brian Smith with cause for having an inappropriate relationship with a student, a little hanky-panky at the OU Inn, Dan. As a graduate of Ohio University, you're supposed to use the hotel at the other end of the street. My parents have stayed at the OU Inn, for Christ's sake. What are you doing, head coach Smith? Anyway, now, if you caught the end of the Blitz last week, you may remember me saying there had to be more than just storing alcohol to that story. Of course, I am a proud OU graduate. If you're new to the program, I can tell you there's not a single drawer in all of Athens, Andy Lang, that does not have alcohol in it. So that's it. No head coach Smith anymore at OU. So we have to start our handicap by wondering, what is the mindset of these OU players? They lose their head coach under the not most flattering of circumstances. An interesting thing, however, guys, not many players for the Bobcats are opting out here. This is also a program that has the nation's second longest active bowl win streak at 6 straight, trailing only Minnesota. So it's defensive coordinator John Hauser. He's going to be the interim coach for the Frisco Bowl. He's going to have quarterback Parker Navarro. He's 3,000 total yards, 22 touchdowns this season. Lots of seniors on the OU roster as well. And something else worth noting, and I doubt many remember this, but because I went to OU, I do. 2 years ago, everyone for OU hit the portal before the Myrtle Beach Bowl, and the backup still clobbered Georgia Southern. So I think there's some pride here to continue this bowl win streak. So I think, long story short, history says OU may not simply roll over here. But based on the way the lines move, bettors clearly have a different opinion. UNLV's taking all the money. You look at the WagerTalk odds screen. Rebels open -3.5. They're out to -6.5. Total's been bet way up as well. It's actually the highest total we have for any bowl game this season, guys. Again, though, if you watch me on the Blitz during the regular season, you know I'm not a big believer in UNLV. It's a top 20 team in luck rating, 5-1 in one-score games. I faded the Rebels in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. That was a 4% best bet on Boise State. Thank you very much. Pretty easy win. Maybe I'm going to look foolish here. I don't think this is a homer pick. I just want to punch back at the market, Dan and Andy. Take the points. Obviously, there's no way to accurately gauge the Ohio players' mindset right now until the game starts. My guess is we're going to see just how motivated you're going to know midway through the first quarter how motivated this team is. But I think they show up ready to play. High variance game with a high total. Give me OU plus the points.
Bryan Power breaking down the Hanky Panky Bowl. Always, there's
Yeah.
it's only,
You thought he was just doing
That's the nice
liquor.
hotel in Athens. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's the only nice hotel in Athens, and it is right across from it's basically right across from the football stadium. So I guess I can understand.
You thought he was fired, because I remember when it was on the Blitz, which the Blitz is also coming up in 30 minutes from now. It's going to be Bryan Power, Steve Merrill, and Ross Benjamin breaking down some bowl action here for you.
Mm-hmm.
But on the Blitz, you were mentioning, you were like, yeah, if he got only fired because, he was hiding liquor in the cabinet. No, it wasn't. It wasn't because he was hiding liquor. He was playing hide the sausage, and he got caught. And that's it. And that's
yes.
good time.
Now, for the record, he is
God,
contesting it. He's claiming that he didn't have an affair, the divorce. Look, this is not for us to decide. We simply break the handicaps and tell you.
All I know is he's fired.
All I know is it sounds like he's sleeping alone for Christmas, Brian Smith. So hopefully he unwraps something under the tree.
Do you realize it's a small town and it's pretty hard to.
It's a very small town, Athens, Ohio. It's a very small
You're
town.
going to get caught. There people are going to see. All right.
Apparently, the people saw him. They're like, "Coach, who is this woman?"
What is happening here?
Who is not Mrs. Smith? This is. What is this? Parents did that.
All right. All right.
We're off the rails today, gentlemen.
They
we
gave me a
move
bunch of money
on.
for graduating, and then I spent it on reckless things. But that's okay.
That's what you do.
We move on to the Thunder and the Spurs. This is a tough handicap we're giving you, Brian, mostly because Wemby's questionable. You got Holmgren and Hartenstein. I'm surprised Hartenstein's questionable. I would guess he's not playing, but what are we going to do to break down this game here between OKC and the Spurs right now?
Andy, I really appreciate you prefacing this breakdown with, we gave you a hard game to break down here, because I'm going to make a lot of points and say, well, but look, obviously a lot of people are interested in this game, and for good reason. Obviously the headline here, Oklahoma City out to avenge one of its 3 straight up losses this season. 10 days ago in the semifinals of the NBA Cup, as you guys know, the Spurs beat the Thunder 111-109 as 10-point underdogs. My thinking, and I'd be interested to hear from those of you who are watching, those of you in the chat, the public, my thought coming, the public's going to see OKC land a short number here on the road, a revenge spot, and be all over them. This morning, when I looked at the WagerTalk odds grid, it didn't look like that was necessarily the case. So, I don't know if you guys have the latest data in front of you. I actually closed the screen down, unfortunately, right now. But it is worth noting, I'll point this out, the 2 shortest numbers we've seen OKC lay this season. They laid 3.5 at Portland on November 5th, and then 7 this past Friday at Minnesota. Both of those games, they lost. Those were 2 of the 3 losses. So a short number may be a case of too good to be true here with OKC, especially considering, other than the one to San Antonio, OKC's other 2 losses, those 2 aforementioned games, they came on the second night of a back-to-back. And it just so happens the Thunder played last night, beat Memphis 119-103, got 31-10-8 from SGA. Team is now 3-0 ATS off the straight-up loss this season. Guys, you may want to file that one away. Not only have they covered the number, Oklahoma City, all 3 times off the loss, but they've won by an average of nearly 23 points per game. Andy, you touched on this. Hartenstein, Holmgren, Williams, Caruso, Wiggins all missed last night's game for the Thunder. It's going to be interesting to see how many of those guys are back tonight. For San Antonio, Wembanyama, we need to monitor his status. He's come off the bench each of the last 5 games. All of those are wins for the Spurs. And another win tonight for San Antonio. They matched their longest overall win streak in a decade. It is tough to envision the Thunder losing 3 times in 5 games. I think a lot of people watching would concur there. Note, when these teams met 10 days ago in Vegas, OKC did lead by as many as 16 in the first half. So even though they lost, they were in control early. Ended up only shooting 24% from 3 in an unfamiliar setting. And if you guys remember back to last year in the NBA Cup, it was the NBA Cup final. Oklahoma City shot horrible. I think that was against Milwaukee. Andy, that was the NBA Cup final. They were horrible from 3 in that game. So there's something about OKC in Vegas not being able to hit threes. Contrarian in me does want to take the points here. These teams are going to meet again on Christmas Day in Oklahoma City. It's going to be a bigger number, obviously, because Oklahoma City's at home. That actually might be my preferred spot to bet the Thunder. So stay tuned for that. But I don't know. I think it's this line. I'd be interested to hear your guys' thoughts. It might be a case of too good to be true with OKC laying a short number. I kind of want to take it with San Antonio.
I mean, bringing Wemby off the bench is so diabolical. Like, it's they have this killer starting line of, oh, let's bring Wemby in off the bench to face your backups. Like, I actually, I'm kind of here for it. I will throw out yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say their net rating in the game the last time these teams played with Wembanyama on the court because of who he was matched up with was it was one of the best, plus minus ratings for any player I believe we've seen this season.
Yeah. I'd throw in Luke Cornett over his rebounds with Wemby coming off the bench. He's the starter. He doesn't score. He's just there to grab a bunch of rebounds and box out the other guy. Brian, tell us about the Blitz. We're going live today here in about 20 minutes, correct?
Yes, 20 minutes. Special Tuesday edition of the Blitz, obviously. Normally we go on Thursday, but we didn't want to make Dan work on Christmas. And quite frankly, I didn't want to do the show on Christmas either. So it'll be Steve Merrill, Ross Benjamin, and myself breaking down mostly the Saturday and Friday games. There are a lot of bowls this week. This is one of the most interesting weeks to handicap, I think, in all of football, not just with all the uncertainty surrounding the bowls, but my God, there are so many backup quarterbacks playing in the NFL this week. So stay tuned, WT.buzz/BP. I mentioned already I'm on a perfect 6-0 start to the Bowls and college football playoff. We had A&M, we had A&M Miami first half under. Not sure if you guys saw the scoreboard at halftime. It was 0-0. Does not get much easier than that. We also had Miami of Florida outright in that game. And we've been doing well in the lesser bowls. We always get the good information there too. So 6-0 college bowl run. We're seeing it well in the NBA, 18-5 going back to last year's playoffs, 67% in the NFL with all sides and total since November 13th. So stay tuned, especially for the Blitz. Again, coming up at the top of the hour, myself, Steve Merrill, Ross Benjamin.
All right, great stuff, Brian. Appreciate you. As always, great breakdowns. Watch the Blitz here, 20 minutes. Bring your questions. That's the point of doing that live show. Ask all the questions about college football. So, RJ, I like it too. Zion coming off the bench. By the way, he's thin now. Have you seen this, Dan? Zion,
thin?
He's like in shape.
Or thinner?
Yeah, he's thinner. I mean, he looks good. He looks good. Like, he looks healthy. He's playing a lot more controlled. This is kind of what I was hoping we would get from Zion.
What a freaking animal are you when it's like Zion's weighing in at 264. He's svelte now. It's like, dude, you're an absolute beast. If I weighed 264, Andy, I would roll into this room to do this show with you. If I weighed 264,
I know. Does Zion play back-to-backs? Probably not, but fact is, when he's playing and he's coming off the bench, he looks really good. So
definitely
all right,
helps out the shoes.
So you don't have a WTF or LFG.
All right, you know what? Show? Screw it, Andy. I'll do it. We have all this bowl action today. A couple thoughts in that, but what we'll do for the WTF or LFG, as we have bounced back, we grabbed the win yesterday, and nobody liked it. You didn't like it. The chat didn't like it. I didn't have one LFG except for my man Defunct Disney, who I think has done LFG every time. And if you've done LFG and followed me on all these plays, you cashed 6 out of 9 plays. We're 6-3 on these plays, Andy. I actually am looking towards Thursday and the NFL action. It's really hard to handicap these games from a side perspective or even a total perspective because they're essentially bowl games, Andy. Like, they don't really mean anything for any of it. Yeah, and there's opt-outs like crazy. Like Netflix got screwed on paying an insane amount for these games because on paper they look incredible. Now they're just bowl games where you have third stringers playing and all kinds of injuries. But one that I ISO'd in on is this Detroit Lions Minnesota Vikings game. And for me, even when he was banged up, Aaron Jones, because of the injury to the Jordan Mason, it was just, dude, find a way. Please find a way that we can win this game. And he got so much work. Now, he's also banged up, but clearly it's not going to impact what he's going. They don't trust CJ Ham to be on the field. And if Max Brosmer is really going to be the one who is playing under center, even if it is JJ McCarthy, it's going to be all Aaron Jones. Find us a way to get out of here. So I'm going to take his rush attempts over. There's 14.5. There's 15.5 out there. I'm fine with laying the minus 125 for the over 14.5 because he only averages just over 10 carries per game. But in last week's game, once Mason went out and CJ Ham was proven to be ineffective, he had 21 attempts rushing. I think he's going to be at least around that 15. So 14.5, but if you want to grade me at 15.5, that's fine too. I like it at plus money at 15.5, but the bet for me would be lay the extra 10 cents, extra 15 cents, and get the 14.5. That one's over at the Blue Book. So the official play, over rush attempts for Aaron Jones Thursday evening on Christmas.
Yeah, I'll give you an LFG. It's a great look. I mean, it's
give me
hard
WTF because I feel like the plays do better when I can. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's tough to bet against a guy named Ham on Christmas.
It is.
Like it feels like Ham should score, but
you really feel like maybe a Ham anytime touchdown is the way to counteract this. Simply because on Christmas we go Ham.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you an LFG. Let's hope Jones goes Ham.
Well done.
It's a bunch
well done. Hopefully Jones goes Ham while Ham does the opposite. Except maybe anytime touchdown. Who knows? All right, Andy. This is our final time that we'll be getting our all around the world. Well, I guess I was going to say until the end of the year, but no, we'll be back together on Friday
we'll be back
and
Friday.
next week. So,
yeah.
But we're about to be in that twilight, Andy, between Christmas and New Year's, where everyone's just full of cheese. Nobody knows what day it is, what time it is. But all you know is we will be your accompaniment through these challenging times every weekday at 12, except for the next 2 days. So, Andy, all around the world time, buddy, what do we got?
Yeah, it's NBA heavy. We had a ton of games tonight. So we go to Cavs, Pelicans. Jarrett Allen under 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's gone under in 8 out of the last 9 games. This guy's getting benched in the fourth quarter. He's not playing that well. He had 14 and 16 the last 2 games on the second legs of back-to-back. His usage is down. The last game that the Cavs played, they scored 139 points, and he only had 17 PRA. So Jarrett Allen not playing his best ball, so we'll take his under. This one comes from the free picks page at WagerTalk. We've got Josh Giddey over 28.5 points plus assists. Dyson Daniels is out tonight. Their big stopper. So you get the number 1 defender out, and they played on Sunday, and he had 31 points and assists. That was with Dyson Daniels in the lineup. So last 5 games, the Hawks are last in defensive rating. The Bulls number 1 in offensive rating. And then we'll go to Karl Anthony Towns under 2.5 made threes. I don't understand this line. In 2 games since the NBA Cup final, he's 1 for 5. That's in 2 games. And the last game against Minnesota, he was 1 for 5 in that one. He's only shooting 34% from threes this season. So making 3 3-pointers feels like an awful lot for Karl Anthony Towns. So we'll take under. I know it's my birthday. We should be celebrating, but rooting for some guys to not play well tonight, Dan. let's have Jarrett Allen and Karl Anthony Towns miss a lot of shots.
But also, here's the thing too: is around Christmas. I don't know how many overs I want to be playing for these guys. Sure, you had the Christmas Day games, but you even heard LeBron come out and say verbatim, I would rather be on the couch with my family than be playing these games. So
yeah,
and I completely get it. You know what? Like, I'm not even saying, oh, this is ridiculous. Come on, LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, I would not want to be. We're not even doing a show on Christmas. We don't want to be doing it. We want to be hanging out with our family. So I think it does play more towards some unders around this time, even though I gave out an over.
Yeah, I'm with you. And now look at the Chiefs. They're plus 13.5 on Christmas. They announced they're moving. Like, this team is completely up in the air, and I feel bad for Travis Kelce. He's winding his career down, and who's throwing him the ball? A third-string quarterback. Oh my God!
He's going to be married to like one of the richest performers that ever existed, so we can't feel too bad for Travis Kelce. So you can feel bad for Travis Kelce the player, but maybe not Travis Kelce the man.
Like, he's like, oh, I got one more season in me, and then at the end, he's the 13.5-point favorite running around with a bunch of third stringers as his career.
RJ pointed out Jones rolled his ankle. He's probably out. He was limited in practice. Jordan Mason was held out in practice. It looked like Jones rolled his ankle. He was out for a series, and then they shot him up with whatever they shoot him up with, taped up his ankle. I would expect Aaron Jones to play. If he doesn't play, our play gets voided anyway. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, all right, thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. Guys, celebrate with me. go get that 7-day pass for only $46. Use the promo code Andy46, get you 7 days. We already have 3 plays that are up. It is $5 Tuesday. Every handicapper at wagertalk.com can put up a couple plays for $5. Get as many as you want. Let's celebrate the holiday season. Make sure we're responsible with our plays. We don't want to have too much of our bankroll in play on a Tuesday. But thank you so much for joining us. Have a safe Merry Christmas. We'll be back for Football Friday. We're off the next 2 days, but buckle up. Friday is going to be absolutely loaded. We got Marco, we got Teddy, we got Yanni. Dan and I will be doing our super contest pick 5.
Yep.
So make sure you join us for that. So thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Appreciate all you guys. Please hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Leave us a comment below. Good luck on your plays. Happy holidays, and we'll see everyone Friday. Take care.